Fort Lee, it's Mayor Mark with an update regarding the COVID-19 health crisis. I'm here with our incredible OEM director, Brian Drumgoole. Right from the beginning, I just want everybody in Fort Lee to know that as of today, April 29, Fort Lee has 392 positive cases. And that's less than 1% of our total population. Our real-time population here in Fort Lee is probably right around 40,000. 1% is 400. To stay below 1% here in as densely a populated community as we are and our proximity to New York City is, in my view and in the view of many experts, an incredible achievement. So Fort Lee, congratulations. A huge, huge shout out also to the people that have tested positive and of course to the families that have lost souls to this dreadful, dreadful virus. Sometimes we overlook that and we don't express our condolences and sympathies enough. So on behalf of the entire borough of Fort Lee, all 40,000 of us are with you. You are in our prayers and you are in our thoughts. So please get through this very, very trying time. But keep it up, Fort Lee. Please don't get complacent. Please don't let down. Otherwise, we'll see a spike in cases.
I'd like to start by thanking the entire community on behalf of all the emergency services for your continued support as we get through this as one strong community together. I'd also like to point out a couple upcoming events that we're going to continue to do throughout town. On May 9th, Saturday at 1 o'clock, the fire department is going to be going around town spreading some birthday cheer to those kids who may not have been able to celebrate it properly due to the ongoing virus. Also, every night at 7 p.m., if you can go out to your balcony or your front stoop and just bang some pots and say thank you to the first responders. The overwhelming support that this community has shown our first responders is the best in the state of New Jersey, if not in the entire United States. Thank you, Fort Lee. Keep up the good work, and we will get through this together.
And Fort Lee, you know, I'd really be remiss if I just didn't tell you that you are in a community that just has these incredible heroes and that conduct themselves in an inspirational way every single day. I can't imagine a better place than Fort Lee, New Jersey to get through this public health crisis. Our first responders, our healthcare providers, everybody in between. The borough has many essential workers that have to come in every day to make sure that our borough continues to run safely and efficiently and make sure services are provided to you. So I cannot thank them enough. And there's going to come a time when we're on the other side of this public health crisis, when we're all going to get together. And you know Fort Lee loves to throw a great party. That's coming up. When, I don't know, but it's going to happen. And I'm going to introduce you to all of these people because, gotta tell you, they deserve our heartfelt thanks. One of those essential workers, one of those indispensable people to the borough of Fort Lee is our borough administrator. This is the gentleman that I and the borough council have entrusted to run the day-to-day operations of the borough of Fort Lee. Not an easy task, especially under these circumstances. So Fort Lee, I just want to hear from our incredible borough administrator, Al Restaino, because he has a couple important announcements for you also.
Greetings, Fort Lee, and thank you, Mr. Mayor, for those kind words. I think it's important to note that in spite of all what's going on, our essential services, our DPW, our general services, the health department, and many, many other departments are still here operating 24 hours a day. We have our clerk's office, the municipal court. There's people in Borough Hall ready to respond to your inquiries, answer your questions, and handle things as best as possible. We're all dealing with this pandemic. It's placed an incredible burden on not only the residents, but also of the employees of the borough. And we're excited to be here to provide this assistance and to provide the help any way we can.
A quick couple announcements. With regard to parks, Fort Lee has always taken a position that as long as we do the right thing and we practice social distancing, we'll keep our parks open so that folks can walk around at Constitution, at Linwood, wherever you might want to go. That will continue to stay in place. However, the exercise equipment, the tennis courts, the basketball courts, unfortunately, they're going to remain closed until we get a little further down the road. So Fort Lee, get out there, walk Abbott Boulevard, go to Constitution and walk around. Go to any of the parks that we offer here in Fort Lee. But please remember, practice social distancing and please wear a mask. That's critically important. A few other things I'm happy to report. The entire state now has extended the tax deadline from May 1 to June 1. Fort Lee did that about 2.5 weeks ago. And I'd like to think that we maybe led the way to extend taxes here in the state of New Jersey. But again, Fort Lee residents, second quarter is due on June 1, not on May 1, and you have a grace period until June 10, which is pretty cool. As other additional announcements come down from either the federal government or the state of New Jersey, you will continue to hear from us, but we just wanted to get this message out and give you a couple reminders, also give you a couple announcements. But I think the most important theme of this particular video is Fort Lee, we're proud of you because you're doing a phenomenal job. And remember, if you need help, if it's an emergency, dial 911. Otherwise, dial our COVID hotline, which is 201-592-3500, extension 1700. If you want to chat with a Fort Lee friend, if you need some shopping done, if you have other things that are on your mind and you have questions, make sure you avail yourself to any one of those resources. I'm incredibly proud of our task force for putting all of this together. And remember, follow the rules. We're going to get through this together, and Fort Lee will come on the other side of this stronger than when we even started.